Good afternoon, everybody. It's Rob back again, just with a part 2 of All That Glitters Is Not Gold, story of my saga with Scalextric and the recently released Ford GT40. As you can see, I have received a second car off Scalextric, and happy days, this one does come apart, but it's not the only thing, as you can see, that comes apart. The cockpit is not glued into the body, which is a bit of a shame. It's held in with two lugs at the front, two lugs at the back rather, and a small one at the front. It just sits in place, so it's not glued as in previous cars. While the body's off, we'll have a quick look. As you can see, it's Sidewinder. It's DPR ready, and rather than the more modern cars, this one's got the orange LEDs. If we look at this car, which is the same car but different livery and 5 years older, this has got white LEDs, and I had no problem with this at all. Came apart, was able to oil and grease it, and everything was hunky-dory. This one, as you know, if you watch my previous video, I had to send it back to Scalextric because I couldn't get the body off the chassis. But while we have got the body off, we'll have another look at another couple of things which, in my eyes, and having spoken to Scalextric, I have let them know that quality control has gone down the tubes a little bit. This is an older car. It's at least 5 years older. As you can see, you've got the holes pressed through there and the vents, and the engine is painted, or the top of what you can see of the engine is painted a different colour. This one, holes aren't pressed through, and I don't know if you can focus, if I can focus well enough on that. Obviously that's just black plastic there, no effort's been made to paint it. So another thing which I did raise with Scalextric, but the guy I spoke to in the technical department was very helpful, but did let me know that this was one of the first cars being made in a new factory in Vietnam. So he was going to get the QC department to have a look at what's going on there, because personally I don't think it's good enough. I paid £50 for this car as a high detail car, and things like that aren't high detail. They are on this one, and it's exactly the same car. It's a Mark 1 Ford GT40, you know, and it's the same car, it's a newer car, so in theory you would think detailing should be better, but it isn't. It's gone down rather than up, which I did let them know, and the guy I spoke to was very, like I say, was incredibly helpful and was going to pass on my concerns, and we'll see what happens in the future. But like I say, back to the car. As you can see, the cockpit came out, well, you saw it, I lifted the body off and the cockpit fell out, so it's not glued in place at all. It is literally just held with those little lugs, so that is going to rattle. It's not going to be as quiet as this car. So what I'll do, I'll pop you on pause, I'll put the body back on, and we'll do a few laps and see what we think. Body back on, and as you can see, the car sat on the track. Looks very nice. It is one of those, it does look better from a distance than up close. It's still got, as I said in my last video, it's got a bit of a toy feel about it, rather than this one, which feels like a model. It feels like that's made with a better quality plastic. But it is what it is, so we'll give it a few laps and see how she goes. It goes nicely enough, as you can see. Reasonably quiet. I haven't done anything to it other than take the body off to see if I could actually get the body off this one. But it goes nicely enough. I think it's going to be more of a shelf queen than than a used in anger car, this one, because I do think there's going to be more returned to Scalextric than sold in the long run, because I'm sure I'm not the only one who's going to find the issue with the body and the chassis glued together, and a lot of people won't want a replacement. They will just want their money back. But I say it goes nicely enough for me. I've only got a small layout, so it's never going to do millions of miles. But there we go. We'll just bring around. I'll just pop her on that track and we'll just do a few laps with the older weathered car. As you can see, this one has got the bright white LEDs rather than the orange lights, which is great for nighttime racing. You can just knock the lights off and you can follow the car around the track. But she goes nicely, well, goes really nicely, this one. But considering they're basically the same car, just with different paint, I think Scalextric have gone backwards rather than forwards. But if you like what you see, please like and subscribe. I'll be back again soon with another one. Before I go, thank you to everybody. I have just recently hit 500 subscribers on my channel, so thank you all very, very much for following me, and hope you continue to do so. Have a happy new year to everybody. I'll speak to you all again soon. Thank you. Bye bye.